My next guest is a man of strong and controversial opinions, especially when it comes to Osama bin Laden. He says al-Qaeda's top man was executed by the United States, and Michael Moore joins me now. Michael, let me start with a simple question. Were you pleased when you heard that bin Laden had been killed?
I'm pleased that he'll no longer be around to do any harm to anybody. The world's a better place without him. To celebrate someone's death, I think that goes a step further than my own. It's not the way I was raised. I was raised in an Irish Catholic home. I believe in those principles that I was raised with. I hear a lot of people in this country often say, what would Jesus do? I don't think Jesus would go down to ground zero like a lot of people did on Sunday night with champagne bottles and pop corks and have a party. In fact, I felt kind of bad. I was watching here the local news that night, watching there were relatives of victims, of firefighters, of people who also went down there on Sunday night holding photographs of the deceased. And it was a very powerful and very emotional moment for them. And then suddenly the sort of party grew around them, and you could see how affected they were by that, and not necessarily in a positive way, because it means something very different to them. They don't run around shouting USA, USA. They lost people, and so it affected them. So I think that it's a good thing that Osama bin Laden is gone, but it's not necessarily the way I would have done it if I had any say in it. But I have a lot of thoughts about it. If you want to talk about it, I'm willing to do that.
Yeah, I'm interested in your reaction there about the celebration. You know, I'm not a New Yorker, but I live a lot of the time in the city, and I came into New York about 2 or 3 weeks after 9/11. I completely understood why many New Yorkers felt like celebrating. When that city was, you know, brought to its knees and the Twin Towers collapsed and nearly 3,000 people are slaughtered in that appalling way, I understood why there was an outpouring just on that night when the news broke that bin Laden was finally dead, that people would feel quite jubilant about that.
Yeah, but I think there's a difference between maybe feeling jubilant or good about it, and look, I don't want to focus too much on that. I think everybody I know, everybody is happy that he will be unable to harm another single soul on this planet, and so that's an extremely good thing. But there are much larger issues here, I think, to discuss in terms of where we go from here. It also gives this country a great opportunity to begin a new era. I mean, this could be a very positive moment too if we chose to see it that way. So there you go.
What did you think of the decision not to publish the images of a dead bin Laden?
Well, personally, I don't need to see that. I believe the president, and that's enough. I think there's something grotesque about it. People who want to see it. I don't think it's necessary. You know, we have the death penalty in almost 40 states in this country. We don't publish photos of the execution. We don't televise them. Yet everyone believes that the execution occurred. Nobody doubts it. There are witnesses to it. There are witnesses to this execution, and members of you know, the Intelligence Committee and people in Congress have already, I think, spoken to certain people involved, and I think that the administration has done that, and I think that that's you know, that's good enough. But that, I mean, that's a personal feeling.
I mean, Michael, if I may interrupt there, I'm quite surprised to hear you say you just believe the president and the administration. I mean, you're one of the most vociferous skeptics of all things White House, and have been for a long time. Why would you simply believe what they tell you on this?
I'm vociferous in my skepticism of those who don't tell the truth and who have a track record of not telling the truth. If you come before a nation and tell them that Saddam has weapons of mass destruction. It's absolutely positively sure, and here's the drawings, and here's all this evidence and all that, and you take a country to war over that, when in fact there weren't weapons of mass destruction, and there were people in your intelligence community trying to tell you that there weren't weapons of mass destruction. If you say things like that, then yes, you're going to receive the skepticism of myself and millions of others of Americans. President Obama, unfortunately for those who don't like him, has earned the trust of most Americans because regardless how you feel about his policies, regardless of the criticisms I may have of policies of his or decisions he's made, he has told the truth. And until proven otherwise, I think that that's been his track record for his years, both in Congress, in the Senate, I mean, and in the White House. And so, for me, he gets the benefit of the doubt. What I don't think we're being told.
Michael, let me just ask you something on that. I mean, when he said before he was elected that he would close down Guantanamo Bay, and then he doesn't do that. I mean, that's not entirely being straight with the electorate, is it?
Well, he hasn't done it yet. That's not telling a lie, like a weapons of mass destruction lie. That means he hasn't done it yet. I think many of us wish that he would do it. I saw the chief prosecutor, the military man in Guantanamo, I think earlier today on CNN, saying that it should be closed and closed soon. And a lot of people agree with that. And there are people like me who are disappointed he hasn't done that yet. I mean, I'm disappointed I wish there was a single-payer healthcare system instead of the compromise system that we got. I mean, if you want to go down that list, yes, but those aren't lies. Those aren't things that President Obama has done where he has set out to take us down the wrong road. That's a huge difference. And I got to tell you, my first thought, and it's not a partisan thought, it's not a Republican or Democrat thought here. It's just when I heard the news on Sunday night, I thought, wow. You know, he came in on day one and said, we're going to get this guy and that's it. And he told everybody, that's it. Go get that's it. We're getting this guy. And he did in 2 years what the other guy couldn't do in 8 years, didn't do. And in fact, in 2006, as we know, President Bush shut down the CIA station that was set up for the express purpose of finding bin Laden. He didn't even care about finding him anymore. So,
Michael, we're going to have a short break, Michael. I want to pursue this when we come back, and also talk to you about your claim that bin Laden was effectively executed by the Navy SEALs.